Hello everyone, and welcome to your daily dose of your spiritual vitamin with me, Bonnie. Now today, we put a little light on the situation here. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about some of the things that I have learned in our society for people who are, spiritualists, who believe in the spirits and not so much doctrine. The Lord has had me in some very deep and serious kinds of studies. He's had me in studies learning about the history of the Bible and where it came from. And much to my surprise, I found that a lot of the things that are written in our Bible is in the hieroglyphics of the Egyptians. I found that the Bible had been retold. Yes, it was one of those things that had been passed down, much like the orators of old. I found that the gods and the life of Horus and the sun on the 25th and the way it rises, and I found out so many things that I never even fathomed. To start with, on our Bible history for today, I would like to inform you that the Bible had been quoted over 5,000 times in William Shakespeare's plays. 1,551 verse divisions by a lecturer in Paris. 14 chapters came from the Apocrypha. 15 chapters were in the book of Daniel. One of the translators, Archbishop of Canterbury, decreed that any Bible without an Apocrypha would be fined and imprisoned for 1 year. The first Bible printed in the United States was printed in 1663. It was a translation for the Algonquin Indians in 400 AD. 500 had been translated into languages. 500 languages had the Bible in their translations in the early 1500s. In 500 AD, they reduced the Bible down to one language. The language that was in the Roman Empire at that time under Constantine was Latin. And so all the Bibles that were written in German, Algonquian, any other language but Latin, it's not allowed. By 1480, the first Bible was printed by the Gutenberg press, and that press had removable typescript, which revolutionized the printing of the Bible. Ezra was the first to put the Bible together. He did over 100 years, and it was called the Torah. In the 4th century BC, they translated this and compared it to the Dead Sea Scrolls. They compared the script of the Pentateuch that Moses had written with the Dead Sea Scrolls. scrolls, because they had decided that they would use portions of the Bible, like the Apocrypha, that were to be taught, and then certain things were for studying, but no, were not accepted as doctrine of the church. It is believed that the Vatican, that is supposed to be built upon the bones of St. Peter, is in fact built upon the bones of possibly a jackal. The Vatican does not rest upon the bones of St. Peter. This is what they know. It is an animal. They're not 100% sure of what kind of animal. The Dead Sea Scrolls were used, okay, I told you, during the days of the quatrains and the quorums and all of those that were written for the Dead Sea Scrolls, they were kept separated. Everything was separated. And they saved them in clay jars, separated from one another. The Pentateuch were put together from scrolls that were already written. So when Enoch came back and he gave the 340 plus books to Methuselah. Now these were not books like we would consider to be books, but they were scrolls. And there was 342 of them. I discovered that in the basement of the Vatican, that I'm always talking about, in the catacombs and all that under the Vatican, are all of these religious works. Yes, they are. And to show you how they do not want it to get out, it is so heavily protected and guarded under those catacombs that when you go into the catacombs to study any of those Dead Sea Scrolls, you are accompanied by at least 4 individuals. You can only take a graphite pencil and a pad of paper. That's it. You can take nothing else into the catacombs. And when you go into the catacombs, to make sure that you take nothing out of the catacombs, they send you in there with the trustee, 3 other guards, and they all stand around you while you sit there, go through those scrolls, and write on your graphite paper. Your graphite to your paper. Your pencil to paper. They do not allow you to take pictures. They do not allow you to remove anything. For it is so deeply guarded, because the things that are learned down there, if everything that was down there were to get out, as far as the knowledge about the Egyptians, the knowledge about the fact that they have rewritten history, the fact that the Jewish people honor a Hebrew calendar that has us listed at year 5871. And the 7,000 years of Christ. $57.81. That's the year that this is. In the Hebrew calendar, according to day number 1 of creation. 5781 on the Hebrew calendar. Not 2021, like we got. The year of pride is actually 5781. That's what year we live in. I found that Jesus Christ, King of Kings, Cyrus was the star that they followed. Cyrus was the Christ, the star Cyrus. I found that the circle with the cross from the zodiac this cross here is the emblem in all the churches. It represents the 12 signs of the zodiac, which also represents the 12 disciples. This is the year of Piscean, which is the year of love, and we will be ushering in the year of Aquarius. We got it all mixed up, y'all. We got it all mixed up. Virgo is the Virgin Mary. Between August and September, there was a star known as constellation of Virgo, known as Bethlehem. The three kings that followed the Christ. And I found that our cosmic system is our roadmap into understanding who we are. We have been so programmed and out of touch with who God really wanted us to be. God wants us and wanted us and has always wanted us to be in touch with ourselves and with nature. God has always wanted us to commune with nature, because in communing with nature we commune with Him. But we have been so programmed that society and everything at large around us has us programmed in chasing. Because if we are programmed in chasing, then we cannot get in touch with the true spiritual people who we are. Because we begin to become blinded. We begin to be programmed and accept the realities and situations of what they say they are. We lose the fact within ourselves that we are the manifestors. We lose it because we begin to chase things. We no longer understand that the power to manifest, the power to create change, the power thought is in your DNA. Power to change things. Because we don't know who we are. And because we are not connected to self, we don't realize our power. We don't realize that the abundance of wealth lies within each of us. We don't realize how to tap into that wealth. We don't know how to read our stars. Our UCIs, our unique cosmic indicators, our signs, our roadmaps. We all have roadmaps that tell about who we are. It tells about who we should be with, the type of people, the type of relationships. Our life path numbers tell us what our missions are, what we're supposed to be doing. Each one of us are encoded. But you don't even know it. All of the codes for your success lie within you, but you don't know how to tap. You don't even know they're there. So you struggle every day. You struggle through this existence. You struggle in your lives because you don't know who you are. This society is suffering from identity crisis. Plain and simple. We have no self-love. We have no love of others. We have no love of community and each other. We are so busy chasing that we don't even take time to acknowledge who we are and who our Creator is. We don't take that time. And in the meantime, the clock is clicking. Because there is a plan at stake right now for the Antichrist to come into power, for society to collapse. For all of those of you who are not moving on higher vibrations, you will begin to go into karmic cycles. Karmic cycles that will keep you trapped because you refuse to learn your lessons. And you won't learn your lessons because you won't learn who you are. So you don't get the spiritual lessons that you need in order to graduate into your next levels. And you stay stuck, confused, angry, ticking time bombs, walking around, blaming others for your problems, blaming others for your situations, instead of understanding and realizing that your success lies within you. You don't understand that. You don't understand. You're so busy caught up in the law of attraction and all that old bullshit. No, it ain't about that. It's not about the law of attraction. It's about manifestation of thoughts. When you understand that your DNA has electric magnetic pulse, which is your divine radar system, it can tap you into your galactic prosperity. It can tap you into what it is that you need in order for you to succeed. But when you are so busy being programmed, because everything from your religion that you do, the way you vote, what you eat, how you operate, you are programmed. The Zygotes tried to tell us that we have lost touch with who we are. The Zygotes is trying to tell us that we are so busy being programmed and listening and believing in what they are telling us, that we have lost touch with our intuition. We have lost touch with who we are, the core beings of who we are. We lost. Okay. The daily dose of your spiritual vitamin is this. Take some time to take off your shoes and feel that from which you came, which is the soil of the earth. You need to ground. You need to take 5 minutes. Take your shoes off. Stand in some soil. Stand in some grass. Stand on some wood. Connect your spiritual energy with Mother Earth. This is important for you to begin to open up your awareness and consciousness into who you are. It is important for you to begin to start to formulate a relationship with your Creator and get back in touch with the true divine beings that we were created to be. We are running a life cycle that is running out of time. People don't want to believe that. We get caught up in terrorism. We get caught up in ETs. We get caught up in all the other bullshit that is out here, except for us. Instead of us taking the time to just stand still, look at the green trees, to acknowledge your abundance of God, to look at your blue sky and the sun that's up there, to bring in your nourishment. The fact that God has a intelligent design for all of this, including you, in your life path. Each of us have a life path that we've been called to do. Be it teaching, be it reading cards, being helping in the community. Everybody has a special gift that God has placed in you. In order to unlock this gift, you need to, 1, figure out your life path once. At the letters up in your names. They have character associations that go with them that give you a tone. Add up your birth years. Come up with your life path numbers. I can give you a formula if you really want to know what it is. There's a formula. Your life path tells you whether you're a caregiver, whether you're a leader, whether you're supposed to be somebody who builds. What is it that is uniquely you that is contained in your life path? Your stars and your birth chart help you navigate the course for that life path. Your north node tells you where you will excel in your life, where you can do the greatest good. It's in your north node. Your south nodes and your lilies can tell you where your problems are going to be. What is going to be the areas of stumbling blocks for you. Everything that you need to know is in this chart. Birth chart. Everything about you, about your behaviors, about mutable signs, fixed signs, about jumps, squares, how you're going to get along with other signs, how you're going to get along with each other, how you're going to get along in certain situations. All of this information is in the birth chart. Who you should be marrying, what kind of mate you're going to get, what are you most compatible with. The person who is ideal for you has a unique birth chart that is going to be similar to your birth chart. You're going to find that you have the exact same signs in different houses, in different situations. You're going to know your mate based on your birth charts. God has set it up that way. When you were born, you were given a unique cosmic indicator that was your roadmap to show you how to navigate this hemisphere. But if you do not know anything about it and you will not tap into it, and you look at it as a bunch of mumbo jumbo, then you will continue to struggle. You will. Your birth chart is there to help your life be a little easier. It's your roadmap. That's just like you leaving and going to another state. You're not going to go there without a map. At least knowing where you're going. Knowing how to navigate. Even if you push it into a GPS system, you're going to get navigation. This is navigation. This chart right here is navigation. Shows you what to stay away from, what you're going to deal with, how your body's going to act, what's going to make you sick, what's going to keep you healthy. It gives you your 12. Everything is 12 because equals a 3, the number of God, the other aspects of man. 12 zodiac signs, 12 constellations. It all makes so much sense. You will learn about your sun sign, which is your dominant behavior. You know, this is the sign that everybody gets to see. Your moon sign. This is how you express yourself. So if you got a Pisces sun, then you're going to be loving and caring. And if you have a Gemini moon, then you're going to have certain types of air in your behavior. These ascendant sign tells that person that you show to the world. If your ascendant sign is a Libra, you're going to be fair and just in your behavior as far as how people view you. All of us have 12 aspects. We have 12 houses. Our emotions, our feelings, where we handle situations, where we deal with business practices, the way we deal with each other, how we deal with society at large. Then we have junct and conjunct. We have squares. We have trees. We have disjunct. We have all of these different positions that these moons can come into that dictate how you behave. They tell if you're going to be one of them people that talk a lot. It tells if you're one of them people that's going to be quiet all the time. It tells if you're deceitful. It tells if you're into the black arts. It tells if you're into the white arts. It tells which way you're going to gravitate to. More positive situations, more negative situations. It tells you that how you behave and what you are prone to do. It tells that you become an alcoholic or drug addict. It tells that you are prone to weaknesses in certain areas. It talks about whether or not you're going to have sicknesses in certain parts of your body. It talks about whether or not your feet are going to be healthy, whether you're going to have liver issues, whether you're going to have kidney issues, whether your intestines are going to act right, depending on the locations of your zodiacs on the 12 charts of you. Right there. Sexual organs are ruled by Scorpio. Knees are ruled by Capricorn. Feet are ruled by Pisces. Head is ruled by Aries. Talks about your blood system. Your blood system, your kidneys, and your adrenal glands are ruled by Libra. If you're out of balance, kidneys take on that water, keep you in balance. Your kidneys. Talks about your gonads, being your sexual organ is ruled by Scorpio. So those with your Scorpios and Venus, your breast and your stomach ruled by the sign of Cancer. Talks about what kind of how you deal with other people and family aspects and yourself. Cancer, the sign of Cancer, rules your breast, which is the nurturing aspect for babies and children. Cancer is the sign that feeds you. Health rules your breast and your stomach, the two areas of your body that deal with your nutritional. How you digest your food deals with Virgo. So every zodiac sign deals with an aspect of your body. Your arms and your lungs, the ability to talk and express, comes from Gemini. Self-expression. The ability to move and run. Deal with your legs. And they are ruled by Sagittarius, the archer. The fire, the passion to get up and go. Sagittarius. Fire. Your feet, the ability to stand, deals with the Pisces, your emotions, standing up in situations. Your legs, your strength. They work in conjunction with your emotions through Aquarius. So every aspect of who you are is ruled by a planet, because you're cosmic dust. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna let you go. That's our lesson for today. We need to understand ourselves. We need to love ourselves. We need to appreciate who we are and learn about where we come from. need our birth chart, y'all. You need to start getting these birth charts. You need to start learning about your life path numbers. The question is, do you want success in your life? Do you want to be the best you? Or you just don't give a shit? You want to graduate these levels? You want to move forward? You want to come out of the matrix? And discover who you really are? That's what this channel is about. Self-discovery. Finding out who the authentic you really is. Getting in touch with all aspects of ourselves and learning to love us in that integrity. So, when I'm learning about who you are, you're in the right place. Because I'm going to break down all the norms of society, pull back curtains, show you that your traditionalism that you were so caught up in, it was programs. That's programs. Start in 215 AD with Archbishop Canterbury. When they went in and they started studying, when the different people have been studying about, ask and pose questions about the Nephilim, who are the angels. The Nephilim. The Hebrew translated it as the Nephilim, and they translated it in the Bible as giants. They were Nephilim in the Hebrew Bible. The section about the deluge, and it talks about the governments that were set up, and how the sons of God, which were the Nephilim, looked upon the daughters of man and found that they were beautiful. And so they came to them. Enoch talks about that. Talked about that. Talked about that. The fact that the Nephilim were the watchers. They were the angels that God had placed over mankind to help govern and show them what it is that they needed to do. They were never supposed to sleep with them, but they found the daughters of men to be beauty and comely. Comely meant beautiful. And they slept with them. And as a result, they created Nephilims, which were demigods, which is the reason for the delusion. Because those angels that came into the earth and slept with those people created abominations in the eyes of the Creator. So, on this note, because I did studies on the Illuminati, where they came from, how they changed. About the United Nations Resolution 666. It's a lot I gotta tell y'all about, and I'm gonna tell you because there's a lot of things that are going on. We don't even realize that, a lot of things that are happening that we have a lot of misinformation on, because there's only a few people who are in charge, and they run it, for real. From everything from social media to what's in your Bible, what you were taught. So, that note, y'all, peace and love, blessings to you all. May the Most High God look down upon you and hold you in your directions, keep you in your peace, and show you on your path. May the Archangel Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, and the host of angelic beings light your path for you as you walk the best path according to the will of God. Peace and blessings. Talk to you soon.